Well, hello everyone. Welcome to another cast in week 1 of season 5 of Reddit League. I'm excited to be back into this one, and I've got some fellow Division 4 competitors to see today. Actually, both of these players are in my own subdivision of Division 4. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. And yeah, Calamity, we've got two newcomers to Division 4 by two different means. Labangreb getting promoted from Division 5 and Carp through the preseason.
Yeah, I like how you said they're both part of Division 4B because it would have been fun if only one of them was. But yeah, both of them new to this division. Laban Greb promoted last season in, I think, his first season. But let me quickly check that because I'm not actually
I thought he had one
100%
season he
sure
missed
anymore.
out, but memory might be
He
slipping.
no, yes, actually, he was in season 3 as well and finished
Yes.
7th in that. Now I got to
Surprised
check if it
myself.
was in season 2 as well.
Surprised myself
But
sometimes what I
no,
remember.
yeah, you actually do remember things sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, Carp going through preseason, finishing, considering he's in Division 4, I don't actually remember the exact number, but probably like 8th or 9th. Did pretty well and wasn't too far away from getting a better place, but just about ended up in Division 4.
Mm. Oh, great. Well, yeah, not a whole lot of stats to talk about. This is our first week after all, and they're new, so we don't have a whole lot to do. Laban Greb, though, was pretty much an ace master in Division 5, like if I remember correctly. So definitely in a map like Poland, as we take a look at that now, we could definitely see where pinpointing would come down to be the tiebreaker. We saw that in Division 1 for sure, that pinpointing was key. We could probably see something similar here, Calamity.
Yeah, not necessarily an ace master. I just looked it up. He had 18 aces last season, which very much was in sort of the maybe upper midfield, but still in the midfield. But yeah, definitely pinpointing going to be important in Poland, though with the 4.5 minutes that they've got, it shouldn't be too much of a problem in most cases. Obviously, depending a lot on the seed, both rural and urban locations are providing different challenges, different types of challenges. Some people, being a lot happier with urban locations, some being a lot happier with rural locations. And we'll see what those two have to face in this week.
All right. Well, let's get into this in round number 1 with these two, and we will start off in a urban location. Police car right at the
Mm-hmm.
start will hopefully maybe give a town name to these two.
I don't think it will.
It doesn't appear so. Both of them.
Police cars have no, they don't usually have town names on them, like almost never and almost nowhere. Like you'd think maybe they
Yeah.
would, but they just don't.
My problem is America does. So,
Mm.
yeah, I guess a lot of times it can be the state or region, not exactly always the town. Uh, they usually have some kind of marking, but might not be the local area. So yeah, finding the town name will be high on their wish list. Plenty of street names. Pretty interesting street signs as well. Maybe those are a bit unique if they did some practice. Oh, there we go. There's a
Yeah.
city name.
Lots of, yeah. I don't think they're entirely unique. I think they're in a couple cities, but basically they're two colored, and the bottom one is the area within the city. So that
Oh,
at
okay.
least once you know the city, it gives you something to look for. Bit unfortunate sometimes if it's like a central part of the city because those sometimes just don't really show up well on the map. But we'll see. If it's a central part of the city, I guess looking for the street name wouldn't be too much of a problem anyway.
Some pretty major train tracks for Carp. He's going to use that to base himself off of. Labum Greb looking for some street names he's got. Still two and a
Looks like
half minutes to go in there.
Carp's already almost there.
Almost there. His map seems to be very whited out, and I'm not sure why. Seems very bright. Maybe his contrast is a little weird. I don't know.
Yeah, that's Laban's map.
Yeah. And yeah, Carp is also not too far away. He is to the point where he is checking out some street names. And there we go. He's found the main one. Grab will go back to the start. Still 2 minutes to go. These two looking like they will not need the full time. Maybe already showing some Division 3 hopes if they can play with a few seconds shorter than the time limit. Bode well for them. Thank you, Carp, for covering up the bad words written on the side of the building so we don't get taken down by YouTube. Yeah, medical center behind you is a pretty good reference point as well. And there we go. Only 1 meter away for Carp. Very good first round. And we'll get an ace. And with still a minute and a half to go, it is Greb, who's still a bit confused. He's got the street, but the intersection is giving him... There we go. That looks a lot better. You always hate it when you find the city name, the street name, far away from the actual location, so it takes you a while to backtrack to it. Sorry, go ahead.
You do have the place, the name of the place right there on the side of the building.
But yeah, Laban doesn't seem to be in much of a rush. Has the time, might as well use it. There's no bonus points for going fast.
There's virtual bonus points.
There's calamity bonus points. You move on and don't make him sit here for too long. There we go. And 4 meters away, but still an ace nonetheless. So only 3 meters separating them in this one, but a major city, easily recognizable, and plenty of good street signs and a point of interest. Very nice opening round for us, Calamity.
Yeah, just nothing much to separate the two here. You know, probably cities are some of the easier parts of Poland. Can get pretty tricky if you're a bit lost in them, but you know, you'd rather still be in a city than in the middle of nowhere in the forest somewhere.
Very true indeed. We'll move on to round number 2, and a bit of more of the same. Another city for us again, and it said Krakow on the website, so that probably, yeah, and the airport not too far away, as well as the arena. That'll tell us where we are. So from one major city to the next.
Let's see how many we can get this seed.
Yeah. So what are the top 5 cities by population in Poland testing you? I don't know.
I don't know either, but if I mean, Krakow is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Katowice as well. Probably Łódź, and then maybe Wrocław as well. Maybe Lublin, maybe Poznan. Now let me actually look it up.
We'll see if we can't hit 5 out of 5. And many of those top 5 we've got 2 of them already, probably.
Yeah, it's Warsaw, Krakow, Łódź, Wrocław, and Poznan.
So we've got
Which one did I say that wasn't part of it? Lublin isn't part of them.
Lublin, yeah. And we've got 2 out of 2, 2 out of 2 so far. 2 out of 2 so far.
Yeah, Lublin is 9.
Just trying to find these major. Nice.
Where's Katowice?
I bet the difference isn't that big though, right? Like it might be 9, but the actual population number is...
It's relatively significant. I mean, maybe not for your American mind, but Lublin is at 340k, and Poznan in 5th is at 530.
Yeah, to me that doesn't
differences aren't
that big of a difference, but
differences aren't as big as they are in Austria, for example, between like the top cities. Katowice must be like 11th or something.
Yeah, and plenty of street signs means that Carp will only need not even half his time. We're 1 meter away again, building helping him pinpoint, and it looks like Greb will be doing the same. Not quite as accurate, 7 meters, but still good enough for the ace. Oops, there we go. Made that big.
Mm.
There we go. So yeah, an ace for them again, but yeah, 2 big cities, plenty of road signs, not too difficult after 2 rounds, Calamity, which is why we got into
Exactly.
discussion of cities. But yeah, so what do you think? We're going to go 3 out of 3 here with major cities in Poland, or
We might do.
we
We
might.
might do.
It might be a smaller city. You know, there's plenty of those around too. We'll see what we can get as we get set up here and into round number 3. And well, it's another larger city at least.
Some big buildings around here.
Yeah, no big apartment complex. Street name dotted everywhere. And it will come down to whether or not we can actually see what city we are going to be in.
I'm sure we'll find out sometime over the course of this round.
Carp wasting no time heading out of the city trying to find some kind of sign.
Laban's desperately trying to get to the bigger road over there, but just can't.
Yep, I feel you, buddy. That's what I did too. Tried to jump, but doesn't quite work. You've got to go the other way. And he'll try to work his way out of the suburbs to a major road like Carp has, but so far it hasn't really benefited Carp. He's still looking for some information. Hoping some of these overpasses might have a sign near them, but not quite. And he just passed a city bus that had what looked like a city name on the side of it. But he didn't slow down long enough to check it out. If I remember right, that's where I got the city name in this round, was on a bus. But yeah, a couple road numbers. Interesting markings on those red, the white X and line. The 809 will be more helpful than the 17 and the 12 to narrow down where they are.
Well, the 17 and the 12 helps to start with, so that you're actually in sort of the right area, and makes looking for the 809 quicker.
Yeah, the big red numbers to help you get in the right state, so to speak, and then work your way down to those triple digits. And yeah, Lublin is the city we are in. And that was the name on the side of the bus. So there we go. There's a roundabout for one grab, who has definitely not seen as much information as Carp has. But coming up on a big intersection here. Ooh. He had the same thought at the same time. Go back a little bit. There's some very nice signs. 1719 and the 803 for him. Are they at the same intersection now? No, I don't think so. The signs look very familiar, but I don't think it is the same intersection.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
There we go. Harp has pretty much got us nailed down to that little apartment complex on the map. It'll just be down to confirming this intersection up here with these road names to make sure they match up. And they... it's weird because he actually has his pin in the right spot, but it doesn't look like he knows that quite yet. There we go. Those street names look good. And Lawon Greb, though, still back at the major intersection. Hasn't seen anything to narrow down where he might be.
Running out of time a bit.
Yeah, his luck may be running out on this one. He can't figure out where he is. And Carp down to the last few meters now in his pinpointing. Has been looking at an ace for a while, but just going to wrap it up for sure in the last 30 seconds here, while Laban is still desperate to look for it. And his contrast is really confusing. I can't really tell where the roads are.
Yeah.
The names just kind of pop out of nowhere. I don't know what they're labeling. And there we go, another 1 meter. So not only has Carp got 3 aces in a row, but he's also been a meter away for each one of them. So really nice pinpointing. on display
Nice and
by him.
consistent.
Yeah. Laban Greb just not quite able, and he'll drop almost a whole 100 points. That will make sure that he stays within tie range in that single round, 4,907. Yeah, just needed a little bit more, not quite fast enough in this one, Calamity.
Yeah, and it's always a bit difficult in some of the bigger cities where you can just end up not finding where you are, and you're like, we gotta be somewhere here, but where exactly? Laban didn't find out.
He did spend quite a bit of time in between rounds trying to figure out what went wrong in that. A bit of self-analysis to make sure that it doesn't happen again. He can bounce back in the next round as we will jump into that one. And another city. This one doesn't look as dense as the last.
Yeah, it looks a bit smaller, but still urban enough. Yaroslav. We know that one from the Division 1 seed.
Visiting the same locations. So if he played them as a bit of a practice, hopefully he will recognize that name.
Yeah, we're in a bit of a different area. I think in the Division 1 seed we were outside of Yaroslav in sort of the northern, close, like, smaller towns there.
Harp getting that same side sign for the clue. Yeah, the Division 1 seed could have called like town entrance seed, because we were on the outskirts of like a town for almost every single one of them. I think we saw a town entrance sign all the time. But this one, we're more of a downtown kind of game. Some nice road signs there, the 77 and the 880 for Laban. We'll also point him towards the center in the east, southeast.
Does actually seem like neither of them recognize Yaroslav, though, which is interesting to me.
Which means they might not have played the Division 1 seed, or not that serious to not have noticed it. There we go. He didn't know where it was, but he did notice it when it did pop on the map in front of him. Laban. So for a change, he's the first one to pinpoint the town. He'll have about 3 minutes to pinpoint this one.
That should be enough.
Yeah, it should be enough. And finally, Carp will come upon that same sign. It will give him a bit of a clue where to look. I just noticed he has a little circle around his mouse. So when he clicks, maybe it's the left click, the right click rather, that gives him a little highlight circle. Helps me know where his...
Can you move the map with a right click? Geoguessr?
I don't know, but it's not a left click, because that would have dropped his pin, so I don't know how. Maybe.
Well, if you left click drag, then no.
Okay. So it's like the click and hold is what that little thing is, I guess.
Yeah, but you can move the map with right click as well.
I thought you could.
Yeah.
That's why
I wasn't saying I wasn't saying you can't. I was just saying I don't know if you can.
Well, now you do. There we go.
Yeah.
Both of them, that big park is a pretty big clue across from them in the spawn location they can use to pinpoint this one. But this one definitely testing them a bit more than the last few, Calamity.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. That sports stadium is a pretty nice point of interest. It looks like Carp, despite being second into the town, will be the first to grab a good location. Laban a bit distracted by another park. He needs to realize that this is not the park he's looking for. In the meantime, Carp will break his streak 2 meters away, Calamity. Shame. Must do better.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, it looks like Laban is just getting even more confident with his guess, which is not in the right spot. This is Yeah, there it is. It's the other end of that park. Needs to realize that. 15 seconds. And see if he does make the adjustment. Oh, there we go. Pin does get dropped. He will be just a little bit outside of... Nope, 2 meters away. It is close enough. Almost in the exact same spot as Carp. An ace for him, finally. And this one again. So yeah, again, a bit tricky. It took him a bit longer, but in the end, they both got it, Calamity.
Yeah, that was a really close one, though, because Carp's 93 points ahead of Laban. So if Laban hadn't made that last adjustment to get the pin to the right spot, then that would have been possibly a loss instead of a draw.
Yeah, very slim margins even in Division 4. Can't rest no matter what division you're in as we get into the final round. A nice church to get us started will mean pinpointing might be a bit easy. This is definitely the least urban we've been in the entire seed, Calamity.
True, but there's still houses all around.
Yeah. And right away, they head out of town looking for a town name and some road numbers. And there is the town name for both of them in very different manners. Side of the schoolhouse for Laban and a road sign. Bet if you could read Polish, that has a lot of cool information for you about the town.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll certainly have a lot of information about the town. Whether it's cool or not is a different question.
Maybe not for the sake of GeoGuessr, but for enlightening yourself on the local area. Definitely. There we go. That's a much better sign for GeoGuessr. The 22. And they both find the exact same sign right with each other.
The Carp went past it a bit, but there we go. He's gone back.
And now it's just a matter of scanning along that 22. Find some of these town names. They are pretty small, so you have to be a little bit careful. You might go right past it.
You wouldn't imagine that the two towns that say 22 next to them would be very small, because usually those are pointed towards the next bigger town. But the one they've come from is certainly pretty small.
I think Laban literally went just not quite east enough and then came all the way back again. I thought I saw the town name more to his east, and then he's going back and forth on the stretch of road, and it's not quite far enough. He needs to go a little bit further. And in the meantime, Carp just whizzes right past. There we go. Yeah. A bit unfortunate he didn't quite go east enough the first time around. And, well, there we go, Calamity. He evened things out for you. He does average 1 meter away for every round with the 0 meters in this one. A beautiful ace to finish. So, yeah.
Unfortunately, though, looking at decimals, he ended up with 6 meters away. So, unfortunately, can't give him any credit for that.
Unfortunate.
Just too far away.
Yeah, but an ace to finish off for Laban Greb as well. That church and the road making a very nice intersection. And we'll take a look at their final scores. It will be a draw. A perfect game for Carp means he'll earn a bonus point, probably 2 bonus points, given that it is a draw with Laban Greb, 24,907. But we saw in Division 1 that a tie with that low of a score was not even good enough for a bonus point. How about in Division 4? Calamity?
In Division 4B, it is good enough for a bonus point. Just
Especially
about
with
fifth
me
place.
messing up one of the cities. You're welcome,
Yeah,
Laban.
but yeah, good enough.
Good enough. So they'll both walk away with a bonus point, but 1 point advantage to Carp with that 25,000. And congrats. Yeah, first game in Reddit League and a perfect game. You can't ask for much more than that at all. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this matchup between these two. They've been a long time in other competitions. We've seen a lot of them, but a first-time matchup in Reddit League. So looking forward to more from these two in the weeks to come. We have plenty of videos, but we're getting into a new season. So if you want something to watch, head back and check out the last season, Season 4, and check out some of the players and what you might be able to expect from them in this season. And we will see you all in the next one. Take care.
Bye.